Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. I'm Vedant Agarwal. Our lead story. Well, Worli has certainly become the hottest seat perhaps in Maharashtra. This, of course, as the Shinde Sena has upped the game in what has so far been a Sena bastion, a Thackeray bastion, and that is Worli. Well, Milind Deora, as expected, has been fielded by the Shinde Sena in its second list. This is a constituency where Aaditya Thackeray is contesting from and has contested from. As I said, it has been a Thackeray bastion. It's going to be Aaditya Thackeray versus Milind Deora this time. Let me go across to Radhika Ramaswamy joining us on the phone line. So Radhika, as we have seen in the Lok Sabha polls as well, Eknath Shinde has managed to establish his influence as far as various Mumbai constituencies are concerned, but clearly Worli wasn't one of them. And this time around, of course, the Shinde Sena upping the game in Worli as well, trying to perhaps expand or extend its tentacles to newer constituencies of Mumbai.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, Worli had been a Thackeray constituency. Of course, it was for quite some time Sena constituency. And the last time we know for a fact that Aaditya Thackeray had made his electoral debut and won from that particular constituency. And now Milind Deora is going to be contesting from this constituency against Aaditya Thackeray. So yes, as you mentioned, politics certainly heating up, especially in the city of Mumbai, in this particular region, with two big political heavyweights going to contest against each other. We know for a fact that Milind Deora had been a two-time MP. He had represented South Bombay constituency, and he had a long association with Congress party, post which of course he broke ties with the Congress early this year, joining Shinde Sena. There were speculations that he may be contesting Lok Sabha elections, but he did not. Then he became a Rajya Sabha member, and now he's going to be contesting the assembly elections in a constituency where he is also considered powerful because he had his family, his father, Milind Deora himself, had represented South Bombay for a long time, and Worli comes under South Bombay. As far as Aaditya Thackeray is concerned, he filed his nomination. He is an incumbent MLA from there. Again, it is his bastion. So this is going to be a keenly watched contest, certainly. And we believe that Milind Deora, in most likelihood, will be filing his nomination papers tomorrow.
Radhika, thanks very much for joining us with the latest there. But stay on with us. This, of course, is the Congress has also now released its fourth list. And what's the most interesting aspect about this list? Well, after Sachin Sawant rebelled, he has now been replaced. He, of course, demanded a ticket from Bandra East, which is again a very high-profile constituency. But, of course, he refused the Andheri ticket. Let me go across to Radhika again. So, Radhika, Sachin Sawant seems to be a bit of a headache for the Congress, certainly. Is he now going to turn into a rebel, given the fact that he refused the Andheri ticket? And why is the Bandra East seat so important? It always has been a very high-profile constituency.
Absolutely. Bandra seat had been a high-profile constituency. It continues to be so. Of course, Nishan Siddiqui is going to be contesting from there. Again, a popular case, somebody who rebelled from the Congress party, joining Ajit Pawar NCP recently. He is going to be the one contesting from there. Now, as far as Sachin Sawant is concerned, yes, as you mentioned, he did express his displeasure over being fielded from this particular constituency earlier. Said he demanded Bandra East, which was not given to him, and he feels that he had worked there extensively. However, that has been denied to him. Now, for Congress Party releasing its next set of seats with about 14 candidates, so that makes Congress is releasing almost a list of close to 100, as far as the entire NBA is concerned. But yes, as far as Sachin Sawant's future is concerned, we're not entirely certain if he will rebel. Those speculations are certainly right. We'll have to wait and watch out for that. But, within NBA, there are, a couple of, not a couple, but at least about 10 to 15 seats which are under dispute. So we'll have to see, when they will come up with that list, because clearly not too much time left, as the last day for nomination is 29. And even in Mahayuti camp, there are certain seats which are under dispute. So that call has to be taken in the next couple of days.
All right, Radhika, thanks very much for joining us with the latest Z. And one thing that seems to be clear is that, well, both the alliances are facing a problem of plenty, particularly when it comes to the Chief Minister's face. Both the alliances have refrained from revealing the Chief Minister's face. In fact, Devendra Fadnavis at the Marathi conclave of NDTV today, in fact, he said that, well, the Chief Minister will be decided only after the elections, and there's no clarity yet. Though, of course, he made the point that it's going to be Mr. Eknath Shinde, Ajit Pawar and the BJP brass that will decide the final Chief Minister candidate, not pitching himself as the CM face. Take a look.
कहते हैं ना कि किंग मेकर कौन होगा, तो उसमें एक फेमस डायलॉग लोग अमित शाह के नाम पर कर देते हैं, और वो ये है कि जहां जीतते हैं वहां हम सरकार बनाते हैं, जहां नहीं जीतते वहां पक्का बनाते हैं। तो इसकी चाबी बीजेपी के हाथ में होगी, पवार साहब के हाथ में होगी, या किसी और के हाथ में होगी?
जीत की चाबी जनता के हाथ में है। जनता जीत की चाबी महायुति को सौंपने वाली है, इसलिए जीत की चाबी जनता के आशीर्वाद से एकनाथ शिंदे जी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी और अजीत दादा पवार के हाथ में होगी। हमारा मुख्यमंत्री, हम 3 प्रमुख पार्टियां हैं। हमारे एकनाथ शिंदे जी उनकी पार्टी के अध्यक्ष हैं, हमारे अजीत पवार जी उनकी पार्टी के अध्यक्ष हैं, इसलिए ये 2 अध्यक्ष और हमारी पार्टी का पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड ये बैठकर तय करेंगे कि मुख्यमंत्री कौन होगा। लेकिन हम लोगों को इसलिए चिंता नहीं है कि एक मुख्यमंत्री हमारे हैं, हमारे को लीड कर रहे हैं, हमारी गवर्नमेंट को लीड कर रहे हैं। मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदे, इनकी लीडरशिप की गवर्नमेंट, इनकम्बेंट गवर्नमेंट ये मैदान में उतरी हुई है, इसलिए हमारे सामने असमंजस नहीं है। सवाल तो ये महाविकास आघाड़ी को पूछना चाहिए कि भाई ये तो बता दो, हिंट तो दे दो, किसको मुख्यमंत्री बनाओगे। ऐसे मुख्यमंत्री का नाम तय किए बिना एक दूसरे के कपड़े फाड़ रहे हैं। अगर मुख्यमंत्री का नाम पता चल गया तो पता नहीं क्या करेंगे, इसलिए सवाल उनके लिए, हमारे लिए नहीं है।
Meanwhile, are there rumblings in both the Mahayuti as well as the MVA? Well, as far as Mahayuti is concerned, Chhagan Bhujbal, of course a key NCP leader, has said that there is no caste arithmetic at play. Many have pointed out that there could be a non-Maratha consolidation in favor of the BJP, but the Marathas could turn against the BJP as well. He says that there is no such factor at play. Take a look.
एक मुद्दा जो मुझे लगता है जो लोकसभा के चुनाव में भी लागू हो रहा था और विधानसभा में भी, वो है जातिवाद का मुद्दा। इस बार भी लोग इन चुनावों को देख रहे हैं कि ये ओबीसी वर्सेस मराठा है।
बिल्कुल ये नहीं होगा, क्योंकि ये 1-2 जो है डिस्ट्रिक्ट में चलेगा। बाकी मुझे बताओ विदर्भ में क्या चलेगा? क्या विदर्भ में बहुत सारे तो कुनबी है ही है, कहाँ चले? और देखिए जो रिजर्व सीट है वो छोड़ दो, ठीक है, वहाँ तो दूसरा कोई बात नहीं। फिर कितने ओबीसी लोगों को टिकट दी जाती है? 5%, 10%। बाकी पार्टी ये हो वो हो, मराठा उम्मीदवार ही है, तो किसके साथ लड़ेंगे? सभी तो मराठा है, लड़े तो किसके साथ लड़ेंगे? तो ये बिल्कुल चलने वाला नहीं है, ये ठीक है। और इलेक्शन के बाद तो से बंद हो जाएगा सब।
आपके भतीजे समीर भुजबल की राजनीति हमेशा आपके पदचिन्हों पर चलती रही है, आप जहां गए वो आपके साथ में आए, लेकिन इस बार उन्होंने अलग रास्ता अख्तियार कर लिया है, क्या कहेंगे?
नहीं, वहाँ का जो है ना प्रॉब्लम अलग है। वहाँ पूरे महाराष्ट्र में जो है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा दहशत उस कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में कोई बोलना नहीं है। अगर रेशन कार्ड तो फिर उनके वो बोलेंगे तो देना, नहीं तो नहीं देना है। छोटी छोटी बातें मैं बोल नहीं सकता इतना कि लोग बोलने से भी डरते हैं, मगर वो सारा डर जो है समीर भुजबल खड़े होने से जो है वो सारा डर कम हो रहा है।
Meanwhile, Nana Patole, the Maharashtra Congress chief, has hit out the Mahayuti. He says that, well, Shinde, Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar will not be able to garner votes in favor of the Mahayuti, and it's time for the return of the original alliance. Take a look.
क्या आप एक्नॉलेज करते हैं कि सीट शेयरिंग के दौरान काफ़ी मतलब वाद विवाद हुआ, खींचतान हुई, और खास करके शिवसेना की उद्धव वाला साहब ठाकरे पार्टी के जो संजय राउत हैं उनके साथ में आपकी तनातनी हुई?
देखो, नेशनल पार्टी और स्टेट पार्टी का सीट अलायंस में थोड़ा होता ही है, ठीक है। उसको आखिरी सबको सीटें ज़्यादा होना चाहिए, लेकिन हमारी भूमिका थी कि हम मेरिट के आधार पर डिसीजन लें और सीट जीतने के आधार पर डिसीजन लें, और इसलिए उसको ये नहीं होता है, उसमें डिस्कशन है, डिबेट है, इसमें कि मारपीट नहीं है, लेकिन उसको माहौल ऐसा बनाया गया कि हम लोगों ने बहुत लड़ाई की, ऐसा कोई हुआ नहीं।
आप जो लोकसभा में चुनाव के वक्त में जो स्थिति थी जिसकी वजह से महायुति को जो है हार का सामना करना पड़ा, आप किस तरह का बदलाव इन 4-5 महीनों में देख रहे हैं? आपको लगता है कि अभी भी हवा आप ही के फेवर में चल रही है या फिर जो है बाजी पलट भी सकती है?
देखो, इनके आका नरेंद्र मोदी जी, उनका चुनाव था लोकसभा का, लेकिन महाराष्ट्र ने उनको एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया। अब ये एकनाथ शिंदे, फडणवीस और अजित पवार, ये कोई इशू नहीं है। महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने तय कर लिया इनको सत्ता से बाहर करने का, और आपको रिजल्ट वही देखने मिलेगा, और महाविकास आघाड़ी अच्छे मेजॉरिटी में महाराष्ट्र में सरकार बनाएगी।
Well, as Nana Patole hinted at some sort of rumblings within the MVA as well, Sanjay Raut, who's been pretty vocal about the Congress having to concede more ground to regional parties, has also said that finally there has been some sort of consensus that has been arrived at as far as seat sharing is concerned, and the final plan will be out soon. Take a look.
मेरे साथ मौजूद हैं शिवसेना उद्धव बाला साहेब ठाकरे पार्टी के सांसद संजय राउत जी। संजय जी, ये बताइए कि आखिरकार इतनी चर्चा के बाद, वाद विवाद के बाद, क्या फॉर्मूला तय हुआ है तीनों पार्टियों के बीच में?
सबसे पहले वाद विवाद नहीं है, चर्चा होती है और फॉर्मूला कोई तय करने की बातें नहीं होती। फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? जब तीन पार्टी, वो भी बड़ी पार्टी महाराष्ट्र में है, शिवसेना है, पवार साहब के एनसीपी है, कांग्रेस, तीनों पार्टी महाराष्ट्र में बड़ी पार्टी, मजबूत पार्टी है, तो कोई फॉर्मूला बन ही नहीं सकता ना। तो हमने ये तय किया कि ये आंकड़े के चक्कर में हमको नहीं आना चाहिए कि हम 100 सीट लड़ेंगे, कोई 80 सीट लड़ेगा, नहीं। जिस सीट पर जिसकी ताकत है पार्टी की, वो लड़ेगा। तो इस हिसाब से लगभग 270-275 का हमारा गणित पूरा हो गया है। आज आखिरी दिन है, शाम तक हो जाएगा।
फिर भी कोई फिगर की आपकी पार्टी कितनी सीटों पर लड़ेगी?
अब जहां हमारे लोग चुनाव लड़ेंगे, नॉमिनेशन फाइल करेंगे, तो आप लोग वो काउंट कर लीजिए कौन कहाँ चुनाव लड़ता है। आप ही दे दीजिए आंकड़ा, अभी हमको कहाँ टाइम है वो गिनती करने को।
समाजवादी पार्टी को कितनी सीटें दे रहे हैं? समाजवादी पार्टी सुना है कि नाराज है।
समाजवादी पार्टी हमारे साथ है और रहेगी। समाजवादी पार्टी के अभी 2 विधायक हैं, वो तो सीटें हमने छोड़ दी है, और भी कुछ सीटें ऐसी है जहां हम उनके साथ आज दोपहर तक हमारी बातचीत खत्म हो जाएगी।
राउत साहब, एक सवाल ये भी उठ रहा है कि जो माहिम वाली सीट है वहां पर राज ठाकरे के बेटे अमित ठाकरे चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। क्या जिस तरह से 2019 के चुनाव में जब आदित्य ठाकरे वर्ली की सीट से चुनाव लड़े थे, तब राज ठाकरे ने कोई उम्मीदवार वहां नहीं खड़ा किया था, तो क्या आपकी पार्टी फेवर रिटर्न करेगी?
ये कोई फेवर की बात नहीं होती, ये राजनीति है। दादर और माहिम एक ऐसा एरिया है जहां शिवसेना का जन्म हुआ है।
Home Minister Amit Shah has launched the BJP's Mission Bengal. Well, with an eye on the 2026 assembly polls, Amit Shah hit out at Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, saying that communists and the TMC have turned West Bengal into almost like a battleground state, with the people of West Bengal hearing the sound of bombs and not Rabindra Sangeet anymore. Remember, it was Amit Shah years ago launching the BJP's campaign for West Bengal for the last assembly elections as well, which is why Bengal is now an important catchment area for the BJP as well. Listen to what Amit Shah had to say and the TMC's response.
पर बंगाल में जब आप भारतीय जनता पार्टी में जुड़ते हैं, तो भाइयों बहनों, बंगाल को कम्युनिस्ट और ममता दीदी के आतंक से मुक्त कराने के एक यज्ञ के साथ भी आप जुड़ते हैं। मैं आज बंगाल के युवाओं को कहने आया हूं, एक सीमांत राज्य है, सीमांत राज्य के अंदर घुसपैठ, जिस तरह से स्टेट स्पॉन्सर घुसपैठ हो रही है, उसको रोकना है, तो इसका एकमात्र रास्ता है कि 26 में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार। बंगाल के अंदर रविंद्र संगीत की जगह बम धमाके सुनाई पड़ते हैं, इसको रोकना चाहते हैं बंगाल की जनता, तो इसका एकमात्र रास्ता है 26 में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार।
It's a pathetic statement by Amit Shah because it's a repetition after repetition of 2016. You say he said the same thing. 2019, Amit Shah and Narendra Modi said the same thing. In 2021 election, he said the same thing. 2024, he said the same thing. Now, before 2026 assembly election, despite huge defeat, one after another, by the people of Bengal, he is saying that old statements. He is coming to Bengal, repeating himself and going back.
And well, speaking of launching political campaigns in Tamil Nadu, it's actor Vijay who made his political debut, and it was a hit show for actor Vijay on day one with, of course, the first political conference of his newly floated party. Look at the kind of crowds there at that rally ground where Vijay addressed his first political rally, and he made an important point. He has chosen his political nemesis on day one. He says that, well, the DMK is only fooling people in the name of a Dravidian model. In fact, he very clearly said that DMK is our political enemy. Listen to what he had to say, and we also spoke to Sam Daniel for the latest.
நம்மளோட ஒரு எதிரி பிளவுவாத சக்திகள், நம்மளோட இன்னொரு எதிரி இந்த கரப்ஷன் கபடதாரிகள். அதுக்கு முகமே இருக்காது, முகமுடி தான் இருக்கும், முகமுடி தான் முகமே. இப்படி முகமுடி போட்ட கரப்ஷன் கபடதாரிகள் தான் இப்போ நம்ம கூடவே இருந்துகிட்டு இப்போ இங்க நம்மள ஆண்டுகிட்டு இருக்காங்க. எஸ்.
Three crucial points. One, he is towing the line of the Dravidian or rationalist icon Periyar, but with the rider saying that he doesn't believe in Periyar's atheistic stand. He calls 5 names as the party's policy icons: Periyar, Kamaraj, Ambedkar, Velu Nachiyar and Anjali Ammal, giving equal importance to women icons uncelebrated so far in Tamil Nadu in that sense. And he says democracy, social justice, women empowerment, climate change sensitive development and no addiction to liquor or drugs. That's going to be his key focus. And he says any party joining hands with him for the 2026 assembly elections where he's making his debut, when he will make his debut, he says they would be sharing power if Vijay is able to win elections in the state. And he says he is also giving a kind of responding to criticism that actors coming into politics, he says actors speak the truth like how art does. But many would have expected he would also give clear direction in terms of his stand on issues of, say, NEET, in terms of unemployment, in terms of higher education, in terms of poverty alleviation. But all those things Vijay has not touched. Perhaps he is leaving them for election time. But certainly in terms of numbers, Vijay really pulled it out. Huge crowd. In fact, police estimated 2 lakh crowd, but this could be by any stretch of imagination much higher than that. But would all these things convert into votes? That's a big question. For almost 30 years, after superstars like MGR and Jayalalitha, no actor turned politician became successful enough to become Chief Minister. Would Vijay change that jinx? That's a big question. His supporters believe he can because he's making this switch at the peak of his acting career. He has time. And in that sense, they believe that Vijay will be able to really make a splash and rewrite, in that sense, the political landscape of Tamil Nadu. So far, the opposition has not responded. We expect some kind of a formal reaction soon.
So, well, Vijay adding to star power in Tamil Nadu politics. But moving now to an absolutely shocking story from Uttarakhand, where an RTI activist was brutally beaten up by a woman. This was in an agricultural department office in Kotdwar, in fact. Look, this was absolutely shocking visuals. The RTI activist alleges that the woman was acting on behalf of a land conservationist and that it's a targeted attack and that he was beaten up for exposing irregularities. But pretty shocking there how he was beaten up in broad daylight. News now from Mumbai. Well, in an absolutely shocking incident, 9 people were severely injured after a stampede at Mumbai's Bandra terminus. Remember, this happened during while the people were trying to board the train going from Bandra to Uttar Pradesh's Gorakhpur. So questions certainly being raised on crowd management. The people were rushed to a nearby hospital. 2 of them are said to be critically injured, but absolutely shocking. Those visuals of people lying on top of each other after the stampede at the Bandra terminus. And some international news now. Well, Israel's Netanyahu made an important address remembering the October 7 attack and the victims, and his speech was disrupted by protesters. Pretty dramatic there, how these protesters disrupted Netanyahu's speech while he was talking about the October 7 attack. In fact, these protesters were members of, in fact, family members of the October 7 attack. This, of course, as the West Asia war only expands. In sports news now, well, pickleball has certainly become the most trending sport, at least in India. And in the latest pickleball league, the India Masters Pickleball Championship, it was Arman Bhatia who scripted history by shining in the league. He won the mixed double finals. And finally, let's leave you with these pictures of the Rashtrapati Bhavan lit up red in the dyslexia campaign. This, of course, as the dyslexia awareness campaign is something that the President has also talked about, and the campaign aims to end the stigma around dyslexia. Pretty heartening to see these pictures of the Rashtrapati Bhavan lit up red.